Men like to have a little fun. The women want to play sometimes too.
I mean, it's Asian dick. So we don't even know, you know what I'm saying? We don't know, is it going to be high on the priority list? We don't really know.
Because Molly's like, do you understand why, what I mean when I say I don't want to mix business and pleasure? And Issa says, okay, but she don't feel okay. Why are they not talking to each other?
It's the after party. After party. After party. The after party. It's the after party. After party. After party. It's the after party.
Welcome to the after party. I'm Miko Grimes.
I'm Jill Monroe.
And this is the after party. We are covering Insecure season 4. Today happens to be episode 4. And we also happen to have a guest today.
Yay!
Let me introduce her. Okay, so she is a songstress. There's an album called Mood of a Cancer. It is everywhere. My favorite song is Fill Me Up. If you hear that, then why, honey? She is a comedian. She is an actress. She has done reality TV. And if you are not following her online, you are missing out on Jessie TV. You should call it Jessie TV. Everyone, welcome Jessie Woo.
Applause, applause.
Thanks for having me, sisters.
Jessie, now, I just felt like, it was only right for you to come on the show since you do literally a recap on your own, on your Instagram of just about every show that you're watching.
I do.
So thank you so much for bringing your after show or your during show banter to us.
I do.
Before we get started, I wanted to talk to everybody about how we met. Do you remember how we met?
Well, I met you long before you even knew who I was.
I think I knew who you were, but go ahead. Tell me how.
Well, so I met Miko. Miko gave me a free Dolphins game ticket. This is back when Miko was on Twitter heavy. Like, Miko was always one of my favorite people to follow on Twitter. But I used to hate when you would get like suspended or something would happen. Like, I'm like, damn, got my dog. But she used to give out tickets to Brent's games all the time. And I remember one time, I don't remember what you asked, but I answered it correctly.
It was a trivia question.
It was a trivia question. I answered it correctly, and she gave me a ticket. And like, I met her at the game and everything. She gave me a hug, everything. It was everything. And then I met you again. Now, you probably don't even recall this, but I gotta look for the picture. I met you when I was a Wild 'N Out girl, season 8. And your sister Danielle is Nick Cannon's right-hand man, even though she's a girl, but she's like his right-hand man. Right. And you came backstage one day, and I was like, oh my God. And I told her, like, listen, you gave me a ticket one time. It was you and Brent there. Y'all were backstage. We were all vibing. I was like, you gave me a ticket one time to a Dolphins game. She's like, I did? Okay. It was so funny.
I had disassociated that person with the Wild 'N Out person. Mm-hmm. Right? So my sister was the one who reminded me. She was like, that's the same girl. I said, no, it's not. It is. I was like, oh my God.
Same girl. And so, I mean, and then recently we just connected, and it's so dope because I've always felt like Miko was so dope. I love how outspoken she is. I love how she don't give a fuck. Can we cuss?
Yes, we can cuss.
Oh, bitch, she don't give a fuck about what nobody got to say. So I just always love that. And yeah, so I'm glad that we've been able to reconnect and actually like hang out. You're such a dope person. So.
Yes, every time I come to New York, we link it up, honey.
Yes, we link it up, child. We linking it.
And you haven't met Jill, my co-host. Jill, this is Jessie.
But I feel like I've seen Jill before.
I've seen you a lot. I'm very familiar with your work. I watched your Twitter show. I was sad that.
Oh, really? Oh my God.
Yes, I watched you on Black Twitter, girl. So.
Yo, just like this time last year is when I was doing Power Star Live. So it's funny. Time flies.
Yeah. So I'm dialed in, seeing the jokes, hear the music, and anyone that Miko refers. Come on.
Oh, well, that's dope. That's so dope.
Yes. So, honey, I, of course, follow you on social media, have me cracking up. I just want you to tell everyone else some of the things that you're doing during the quarantine. You are from Miami. but you are living in New York. Unfortunately,
Yeah.
y'all got the highest cases. It is crazy.
No.
How are you keeping safe, and what are you doing to entertain yourself?
Well, I mean, I'm actually in Jersey, but like literally I'm looking at Lady Liberty right here. Like I'm right outside of New York. So literally it's been hell here. Like we got hit the hardest, and I think it's because obviously our transit system. So everybody's always on top of each other. New York coming into Jersey. There's so many people who live in Jersey who go into New York. Even though I live in Jersey, I work in Times Square. A lot of people probably don't know this, but I've been working at BET for the last 3 years. So even during the quarantine, I've been doing a lot of online work for them, doing voiceovers for a lot of online content. And then I have brands like that I actually post for. I make videos for, using their brand, using their products on my hair, or
it's like I can control right now from you promoting it.
Really? See, like it's like so many. So I've been thankful to still work at my regular job and then work like my online gigs, and then also I came up with Rona Roki. I do karaoke at least once a week, and then I do like Sister Talk Live where I'll interview someone. So I just been staying entertained, and a lot of people thank me. They're like, yo, thank you so much for all you've been doing during the quarantine. I'm like, yo, I'm doing this so I can stay sane because I'm quarantined alone by myself, all by myself. Like I'm on my Celine. Listen, I'm on my Celine Dion right now. I'm all by myself. Ain't nobody in here but me. No dick, no nothing. I ain't even got no weed, nothing. I'm just out here bare, okay? So online, thank God for the internet, because that's really what's kept me just sane and entertained during this time.
Yes. Well, unfortunately, a lot of people have birthdays during this quarantine. And Jill just had a birthday.
Happy birthday, Jill.
So we have to have a toast for Jill. Cheers, everyone. Cheers. Happy birthday, Jill. I'm so sorry that it's happening during the quarantine, but thankfully you made it. Another trip around the sun, honey. That's a blessing.
And
it's a blessing.
Next year, and we'll just put this year on pause, and, maybe I'll move the number up. Maybe I'll keep it where it is.
Girl, you can keep it there. 2020 birthdays are canceled, okay?
Right.
So we just gonna just...
Taurus, Gemini, Cancer. Maybe by the time the Cancer time runs around, there'll be...
I hope so, because I'm July 6th, and I'm gonna be upset. I'm gonna let y'all know right now, I'm gonna be upset.
So if I don't have a birthday, you might not have a birthday.
When's your birthday, Meek?
June 20th.
Oh my God. Girl, they really about to try to stop our birthdays. But apparently we're going to be out of quarantine May 15th. So we're just seeing how they're going to do this, because to be honest, July 6th, I don't give a fuck. Corona or not, I'm catching a flight. I don't care.
He's like, I'm out.
All right.
If I'm supposed to die, I'm going to die happy, period. I don't give a fuck.
I feel you, honey. I feel you. Okay, so let's get into the episode, you guys. This is season 4, episode 4.
Yes.
It's called Low Key Losing It.
Mm-hmm.
And we find out why it's even titled Low Key Losing It from the very first scene. She in the mirror, hyping herself up like usual. And then she got the ghettoest knock on the door. It's all her neighbors letting her know that the damn water is off. Like, that already says shit is just gonna go awry. You ain't got no water, and you in the hood of LA.
Right.
Nah, I'm not.
In the charge. What's going on? What's good? She hyping her up. Her little son. Does he go to school?
He's never.
He's always available. He's always available.
Say now, y'all notice he had a lot of slick little shit to say today?
He's always available, always got some slick shit to say. I'm not understanding. Where's he ain't got no school. Hello, what's going on? Or is this the summertime? What's happening?
No, this is December, goddamn. Oh, but
we just had Thanksgiving.
Second scene, Molly gets pop-up from Andrew. And she musty and crusty, hair rollers in her hair, and to drop some dick off. And she's working, looking a mess. But when your man pop up with a dick, you might want to pause it. And she does. And then, in the scene, she's looking a little uncomfortable. And I'm thinking to myself, like, damn, is she uncomfortable because she musty? You know what I'm saying? Because, she ain't walking. She needed a whole bath. How you really pop up on you? You ain't took that whole bath.
Yeah, Molly she probably still had that office pussy. She probably still had
she didn't hit the important spot.
Keyboard pussy. She ain't know what to do.
Molly disses Andrew to work late. This is the beginning, like I said, of what I feel like is her fucking the relationship up. Or do y'all see it in a different way?
Well, I mean, I feel like ambitious people, in order to get ahead, you're going to take care of your business. Because she's never been in a relationship, really, she has to learn that time management part, like when to turn it off, how to better assess her time. I can't be mad at her for wanting to make sure that she keeps her penthouse in the sky, her white Audi, and all of that stuff. But she just needs to learn balance and communication. That's the biggest thing. You got to talk. Hey, for a couple of days, I got to finish this work stuff. But Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, it's all you, baby, and we're going to tear this shit up. Something, but communicate better.
I feel like my thing is, when did they actually decide to be together? I guess
last week.
I mean, I saw last week, but it was kind of like, okay, like, I kind of missed that memo, I guess. But, okay, I guess Andrew's kind of falling in line with whatever's going on. But I just feel like Andrew's just doing whatever he got to do to get whatever he got to get out of Molly. To be honest, I don't really see this going anywhere. I see Molly as someone who is really just desperate to be able to say, I got a man, I got a situation right now, because she has shit to prove. She wants to prove that to not only herself, but then to her mom. We saw that their whole Thanksgiving moment. Then she want to prove to Issa. She want to prove it to a bunch of people who really don't give a fuck. Like, so it's like, nobody cares, sis. So it's whatever. But listen, I feel like a lot of people who are like Molly, who like lawyers and shit, they don't know how to turn that shit off. Like, they don't know.
Not with their career. Their career is their baby.
Yeah, they don't know how to turn that shit off. So it's like, I mean, he lucky that he got a little piece of ass that he did get that night. Because some people just don't know how to turn that shit off, especially us black girls. Like, when you finally make it to that level that you've been trying to get to, the dick.
Higher. And the dick.
Exactly like that. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? And then, I mean, it's Asian dick. So we don't even know, you know what I'm saying? We don't know, is it going to be high on the priority list? We don't really know.
It looks like throwing her back out, in them scenes, but we don't really know.
We don't know. So, I mean,
that could be performance art.
I'm kind of with Molly on that. I'm just saying.
So next scene, Issa gets a call from the flyer company, basically a final proof for the flyer, and then they give us a glimpse of her phone, and we find out that she's been talking to herself for a solid goddamn week. Okay,
she has.
She ain't been. Condola isn't responding to her. She done sent the little, the gift with the eyes through the shades, and she's gonna call after work. She obviously hadn't called her, so then Issa calls her, sends she sent it to the voicemail. Did she send it to the voicemail?
I think she did. Kind of seemed like she was blocked. One ring.
Damn.
She did.
So I was like, damn, so they haven't been talking. So Thanksgiving happened. That was on the 28th. I went back and looked at my calendar. It was the 28th of Thanksgiving where Condola and Lawrence had their first fight, and she asked him, if he would still be with her. And so that had technically been about 8 days. So you ain't talking to your business partner who you doing a block party with in 8 days. I would be worried right now.
First of all, I blame Lawrence. Because I already had something against Lawrence last week when his ass had the nerve to come to Issa's house. I'm like, oh, can you leave? Can you not talk about me? Sir, I'm not in a relationship with you anymore. We good. We on good terms. But them is the type of conversations you need to have with condominium over there. Okay. So what now? fast forward to Thanksgiving, you done pissed Kanono off, and now my damn block party it's a chance my shit not gonna hit nobody block. Okay, so I blame Lawrence. Okay, and he must have said something in that conversation hit Condoleezza in the wrong way, because now she ain't answering her fucking phone.
Jessie, so, 3 names. She does condominium, Condoleezza Rice, and what was the other one?
Kanono.
First of all, I ain't blaming Lawrence. You need to blame Contreras, whatever her name is, because bitch, first of all, don't be trying to be friends with me and you fucking my nigga. It ain't been long enough. So you need to choose to be my business partner or nothing. You cannot be my friend because that is my dick. That is my dick. Okay.
It's not the dick.
And it's not just her dick. It's the dick she was paying rent for. It's the dick she was cleaning for. It's the dick she had his back. She was fixing his resume for. I built that dick.
Thank you. That's my dick.
That's my dick. I built that.
Man, so let's keep moving. The next scene. So Molly's working late with two other black females. I thought this was an incredible scene. First of all, we got a whole bunch of different stuff here. We got some locker room talk from the ladies talking about, if BJ, aka Bennett, is fuckable and why Molly hasn't, fucked him yet. Mm-hmm. And I like seeing the women treat the men how the men be treating the women.
Mm-hmm.
This eye candy, talking about probably how big the nigga dick is, and they started talking about him only liking Abigail's, which is obviously white women. I loved it. What did y'all think about the locker room talk between the black ladies?
I think that's a lot of women, when they take on high power positions, they seem to be like corporate litigation lawyers. So, much like men that are high powered, there's a lot of stress with that, and you need a stress breaker every once in a while. Like they said, mentors, I've mentored young ones too. So I guess, they go back and pick the prime pieces and then release them to the world, training ground in. So I feel like that is something that happens when women have those type of jobs, high stress. They are dealing with the same type of things that men do, and men like to have a little fun. The women want to play sometimes too.
I feel like I love that. I don't want to call it masculine energy because being masculine is weak. But I feel like I just love that bossy attitude that they had in that room. It's like what you said, Jill. It's like, this is how men talk about us. Okay, and this is why we be seeing a lot of Me Too moments and all that bullshit, because they be in that room together amping each other up and do some stupid shit. But I love seeing that with the women because it just shows you, like, you know what? We actually kind of think the same things too. Like, we look at these men in the office, we look at them like they, the piece of produce in the grocery store. We look at the meat section a little bit. We ain't gonna do nothing though, but we looking. We assessing the situation. We looking. But we still gonna be boss bitches about our business though.
Right.
Yes. I enjoyed that, man. I like that. And then so Andrew hits her up again to remind her that they had some listening party tickets, and she egged him to work late. She didn't even have to work late. She could have been like, I already have plans. And she's like, oh, no, my man gets it. Like, he get it. He understand me. If I say I can't do something, he gets. She was just trying to stunt on her relationship. But when they were trying to talk shit about Bennett only dating white girls, I was wondering if Molly has ever thought about how much of the rainbow of dicks she's had in seasons of the show. I don't even know. When's the last time Molly fucked some black dick?
I mean, well, he's the only one that's other, right? That she's messed with.
An Arab dude too.
I forgot.
Yeah, there was an Arab dude that Molly has had some dicks that have been names but no faces also.
True.
I remember.
Well, Molly likes Molly likes passport stamps on her dick. She likes dick that's well traveled. Mm-hmm. She likes dick that's well versed, I guess, because she like a little. What's that word? When people like a lot variety. She likes variety. She likes to be able to have variety, but
Asian dick.
I don't see where this gonna go.
To me, he doesn't seem to be like. I think he was checking for her at first.
When he was just getting a pussy
in Coachella, but I think as like it's been more complicated, he seems to be detaching, and it's like it's cool, but
they haven't shown us, that they're getting to know each other better. They still only showing us that they're just fucking. And now she's, curving all the things that he's planned to actually get to know him.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I feel like though with Molly, one of the biggest things is she feels the need to be the center of the universe. Like, well, I'm free tonight. Well, baby, you haven't been. How did I know that you weren't going to cancel? Like, so her expectation is that everyone changes whatever they have going on, or that they cater to what she has going on. And that's not always fair. And I think that's why she's having a hard time dealing with a lot of things, because she doesn't, I think she knows she has to bend her ways and sort of fall in line and be more sensitive to others, but she doesn't know it. That's why kind of part of her and Issa's problem. Although I think Issa was wrong this episode with a lot of things, I think that Molly's just used to everyone catering to her and coming to her, and she's having to learn that balance.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I agree.
So Jill, now this is the meat of the episode, which we both felt like the episode was a little dry this week, but the meat of the episode is at Tiffany's house. And can you narrate these scenes that take place from the moment that they're trying to fight over the parking spot? Like take us through it in your eyes.
So the scene is Leimert Park. We see Molly and Issa both pull up at the same time. One parking spot in front of the house. They both try and pull in. And Molly assumes, Issa thinks Molly's saying, oh, okay, I see you got it. I'm going to let you have the space. Molly thinks that Issa's like, okay, I'm going to go, meaning I'm going to go someplace else. So they almost have 3 little fender benders, and Issa pulls off to go to the church next to the titty bar, walks back, they get inside, still tension. We see the discussion. Tiffany is like, motherhood is hard. She talks about being a Black woman in the hospital, having a blood clot. The doctor's not paying attention to her. So I thought that was an important conversation to touch on, because we know what happens to Black women in hospitals. We see Derek and Lawrence having a conversation. Derek is worried that his hoish ways are going to impact young Simone because he was trash. And he knows that means somebody's going to be trash to his daughter. And he's feeling a way about it. He's worried about somebody getting into those guts, and she's only a couple weeks old. So we see that, we see Lawrence make his way in there, and Kelly's like, because Kelly always got the one-liners as she ponders what breast milk tastes like. She's like, Lawrence, you're a provider. You're looking like a provider in there. And, we see him and Issa give each other the eye, go sneak outside. We see Molly see them talking, and both Issa and Molly in this instance, instead of talking to each other, they're both there. They both choose to talk to Tiffany and Kelly, asking if either one of them has said something. And, we can get into the meat from there. That was a quick little rundown, right?
Well, what was ironic to me is that Issa and Molly have been finishing each other's sentences since this show started. And here this is the most awkward part where they're both trying to communicate, nonverbal communication on a part.
Yeah.
Something you feel like you could do with your best friend. It's almost like y'all feel each other. They are so off each other and so off line with each other that they can't even non-verbally communicate like best friends. So you only can see that it is slowly starting to tear them apart. They taking shots at each other, little digs and everything. Jessie, you have a friend like this? Have you had a situation like this where you and your friend, you could just feel it slowly just ripping apart? Y'all taking little digs at each other. Y'all just offline.
To me, I've had instances like this, but this is how I am. I can only do but a little bit of that petty shit. I can only do a little bit. Probably 1 or 2 instances. After that, it's either we gonna fix this shit or it's fuck you. I ain't got time for all that. back and forth bullshit. Because what happens is that shit just turns into a snowball of effects, and you forget what's the root of the problem.
Yeah,
the root, like exactly. Yeah, it's like it just spirals out of control. Then it's like certain things get said, certain things get done. Like I'm just like, you know what? You can go. Like I'm very much a you can go person. Maybe I don't know if that's a cancer thing about me. I'm very much a you can go type of person, like, because I just don't got time. I don't got time for the bullshit. And I feel like with Issa and Molly, I feel like the root of the problem is this. Issa started really just being on her Molly shit, being a boss, climbing up, finding her purpose. And the minute you kind of see that, it's like Molly kind of just fell by the wayside, and she felt as though, damn, like she not really as dependent on me anymore. She's not down here and I'm not up here anymore where I'm trying to pull her up anymore. And for her, it's kind of like, damn, like I don't have that little sister figure. You know what I mean? Then you have Issa, it's like, yo, I'm over here, I'm over there. But Issa's really probably not really paying attention to the fact that Molly is kind of losing control over everything. Molly is somebody who likes to be able to be on top of everything and everybody in every situation. And that's not happening for her right now. So she's losing her shit. You know what I mean? But I really feel like at the bottom of the root is Molly. She's the problem for me. Both of them are not doing a good job at communicating, but Molly's the problem.
Self-centered,
yes, I feel like she's very self-centered. And very self-centered.
You know, sometimes there are friendships where one of the friend is the plain friend, maybe, or the one that kind of plays the back, and there's a star friend, there's a leader, for lack of a better term. And I feel like that's what Molly is used to, with Issa being in that sort of subordinate secondary role. And like you said, Jessie, now that she's stepping up, it's a, you know, a kind of conundrum, because Molly's like, but I'm the one, like I say I wanted that for you, and she probably does, but not before my stuff is straight.
Yeah, I agree. But like I said, I could only do but so much before I say, bitch, what the fuck going on? What?
Yeah, and they continue being petty inside. Where we saw that, you know, Tiffany was bigging up Derek about being there for her when she said she was feeling a pain. And that was a big scene, because people don't realize is the Black women are dying a lot more at a higher rate than any other race of woman during childbirth. And it's because we're not seen as human. They think that we have pain, like Serena Williams talked about this, and having, they think if we say we're in pain, like if we say it's a 7, to them, oh, she Black, it's a 3. You don't have to give her anything. We don't have to figure out what's going on. So I thought that was an incredible moment. They should have stretched on it a little bit more, but I get it. It's a 30-minute show. About, you know, the traumas you have just giving birth as a Black woman and how we're seen. And then Molly tries to say, like, well, it's good you had Derek there for you because Andrew has been there for me, blah, blah, blah. Issa takes a little dig at her and says, okay, red table talk.
I didn't think that, but did you think that one was that bad? I thought that was just Issa's personality making jokes.
It wasn't bad, but when you're not talking to your girlfriend, it's more. You know what I mean? Like she doesn't see it as funny when y'all not on y'all wave. You know what I mean? That's what I felt. I feel like it was just poor timing for Issa, because Issa doesn't really know that Molly really fucking hate her right now on the low. Like, Molly already hates Issa. I can see it.
She does.
Issa doesn't hate Molly.
I don't know how Issa can't see it. Those zings last week in the grocery store that Molly was slinging, those were some hardcore ones, though. I was like,
yeah.
Like, Issa, whenever Issa says anything, it's always really playful.
Yeah.
It's never that deep.
But
when Molly...
she goes for the jugular.
Yeah, Molly took that shot then, and she kept taking shots at Issa for not being there. Remember, she's like, where does this go? It's in the other drawer. You remember you wasn't here last week when we organized the drawers. Like, bitch, are you mad? Like, say what's the problem.
Like, say what's on your mind.
Yes. So they, you know, they just, and Issa's just trying to avoid it, I guess. She feels it, but she don't really know. She don't really know. She asked Kelly, like you said, Jill, and Kelly had a whole bunch of, are you fucking Andrew? What dog you sound like? Kelly is hilarious.
Funny. Like, I want her role to be
not even in the park. You ain't got a ticket. Yeah, that was funny.
Yeah.
Yes, that was funny. And another part of this scene that I really enjoyed was seeing Lawrence and Derek talk. And Derek, like you said, talked about how, you know, he's afraid that all the shit he did to women is going to come back on Simone. And then he said somebody's 17 years from now, somebody will be finger fucking Simone. I was just like, that's graphic as fuck. But it's like a lot of men, I have a lot of guy friends, and whenever they have a daughter, they all want a daughter because daughters love their daddies. But then they start thinking about, you know, their daughter possibly being a hoe. You know, one of the worst things for a man sometimes, and a lot of my guy friends have said this, is if their daughter ends up on the pole or on the streets, like as a pussy. And so they start, you know, thinking about all the things they've done to all these women over the years, and they start tripping. And then they get deeper, which is something a lot of married couples can attest to. I can as well, about not planning your child. That shit, because as you know, Aiden is my boo. You know what I'm saying? I love Aiden, but Aiden was not planned.
Really?
No, he was not planned, and it kind of threw a monkey wrench into everything that we had going at the time. And I've gone on record and been clear and said that I had asked Brent like 4 times if I could abort Aiden, because I just had a lot of shit going on. I'm just keeping it real.
Yeah, like you making career moves, and
it was a lot.
My mom is a mother of 4, and she always says, like, Grace, who's my last sibling, she was so unplanned, and my mom didn't know. So my mom had gotten pregnant right before Grace, and she aborted it. Then Grace came right after, like right after she had an abortion, she came. And my mom was like, fuck! Like, but Grace is literally like she's like the princess. She's the princess of the family. My mom really could not even imagine like not having her, you know what I mean? So
that's how
that unplanned shit is true. But I just be like, okay, so if it was unplanned, y'all was doing bare sex. Y'all wasn't wearing no condoms. Like,
let me tell you my situation. I can't say theirs, but mine was, I had been on birth control for about 10 years. And I was 35 years old. And so when you've been on birth control that long, you haven't produced a fertile egg in a long time. And so we had discussed, we weren't having any children at all. And he changed his mind. Yes, he's an only child.
Y'all ain't want no kids?
No.
Oh my God! Thank God for Aiden. Oh Lord.
And so his mom.
Y'all ain't want to bless the world with no kids. All them good genes. Y'all some selfish motherfuckers. Like y'all didn't want to bless us. Thank God for Aiden. Aiden was like, fuck
God was like, I have other plans. We're going to work this out.
Aiden was like, I'm coming, bitch.
Brent is an only child. And his mother, when she found out we weren't having children, she was hurt. And she kind of convinced Brent to talk me into having one so she could be a grandmother.
Aww.
So I was like, okay. So we went to see the doctor, and the doctor was like, well, you should get off. They was like, when do you want to have the baby? And I was like, about a year and a half. Like, we're going to get married. You know, we're not going to get married either, because you don't need to get married if you ain't having kids, honey. That's how. So I was like, okay, so we'll get married and we'll have the baby about a year and a half. You know what I'm saying? And so my doctor suggested that I get off birth control, because I had been on so long, and I was 35 and she was 34. About to be 35. She was like, it might take you a while to just produce fertile eggs, you know? So I was like, all right, cool, I'll get off. I got pregnant that month.
Did she know who your husband was?
Yeah.
Did she know your husband had athlete genes? Girl, them genes was like, that sperm was like, yes, women. Yes, God, we finna fuck shit up. Are y'all ready?
Yes, honey. And so I was not ready, honey. I had a job at CBS in Dalton, Georgia. I was in the sports reporting, had a sports reporting job there. And you know, Jill, they not taking no pregnant bitch.
No. Yep.
You know, and so I had
that's so whack to me. Ugh, but that's another conversation for another day.
Yeah, so I that touched me. That scene touched me when he was like, their whole shit has changed. You know, like just shit had to change for us because we wasn't with the plan. You know, we were in an apartment. We were renting somebody else's apartment. Like, we didn't have shit set up. And I was just like, holy shit. You know, now it's happening.
Yeah.
You know, because I was definitely going to try to drag it out a little bit longer.
Yeah. He'll change his mind. Maybe we'll just, you know, just happen.
And that shit fucking happened. And so, but yeah, so and also in this scene, sorry to die.
No, I love when you talk about this because a lot of women, like you said, they go through the whole, you said the pain when it comes to giving birth. A lot of black women die. And then I feel like a lot of people don't understand this, but and I'll keep it with the black women, a lot of black women don't want to have kids.
Right.
We don't all feel like we got to be moms. Like, we don't all want that. Some of us just want to have a good time for the rest of our lives. Not saying having kids is not a good time, but you know what I mean.
Time. And just not having kids ain't always a good time.
Right, exactly. So it's like, you know, some people just don't want to have that. And then when you're faced with that, it's like, damn, what do I do? So thank goodness, like, people like yourself and even Tiffany, they're able to reconcile with them. Like, you know what? This is kind of lit. Being a mom is lit. Shit, fuck it. We're going to have a good time regardless. Like, so I think it's a good conversation to have.
Yes. So fast forwarding to the scene where Lawrence asked Issa to come outside and talk. You know, she's talking about how she hadn't spoken to Condola in a while, and he getting ready to say something, but Issa gets a phone call. Schoolboy Q can't pull up, whatever. She's panicking. Lawrence says that this is bad timing to talk about whatever he was about to talk about. Put the pin on it. You know, Issa continues to, you know, panic and freak out about, you know, how she's going to get the show started. We fast forward to her at the food truck, listening to Sir. First of all, shout out Sir. Shout out this show.
Yeah.
All the LA artists, my
nigga.
All our spots, our people, just like it's there. You know, me and Miko grew up in that area, same area, so we see everything and we're like,
y'all seeing all y'all people.
Real. That's what it is. Like chills, you know. When she was flipping through her Instagram, Mustard, Sir, all the local acts. Shout out to
I love it.
Yeah, that shit was dope. And so then she, you know, she's, you know, obviously hitting up people trying to rebook somebody for the show. She decides that, boom, okay, I'm going to hit Molly up, my girl. Andrew works for, what record label he
Live Nation. He works for Live Nation.
Live Nation. And boom, Sir, you know, she can find her somebody, an artist to rebook. And Molly sees, you know, oh, Issa's calling, man, I'm having a fucked up day. You know what I'm saying? Andrew is low key trying to dump me because I'm never available and you know, things that I'm stressed out at work. And yes, I can just dump my shit on my homegirl. And as soon as she tried to dump her problems on Issa fucking reversed it, flipped around, and it was like, nah, bitch. Not only am I dumping my shit on you, I need a motherfucking favor on top of it. Now, how did you feel as Molly right now? How did y'all feel about that?
I mean, for me, I felt like, you know, Molly obviously wanted to talk. She could have called Issa instead of waiting for Issa, you know, to check in. That's that lack of communication thing. But I do feel like, I mean, we know the buttering up before you ask for a favor is some bullshit. Everybody knows what that is. Not that Issa went too far with it, but I felt like she could have talked a little bit more. That's your friend. If you were just gonna do something like that, send a fucking text. You know, like, don't just disregard. She just said, I'm having a terrible day, and you just like, oh well, this only take a minute, girl.
Jessie, now you've been team Issa so far. Are you still team Issa on this situation?
I think Issa did not do this correctly. She didn't do it correctly. But at the same time, though, I feel like when Issa called Molly, Molly didn't even give Issa a reason to, a chance to even ease into the conversation either. Like Molly immediately was like, yeah, so girl, I'm going through this, I'm going through that. And then she didn't ask Issa how she was doing either. She's like, she didn't say, how have you been? We still haven't been able to talk. Like, neither of them did that. But I do feel Issa, being the one who needed something, should have been the one to be like, hey, I know we haven't been able to talk yet. Pending that conversation, I do have a huge favor to ask you, please. Like, this is going on. And she didn't really do a good job at that. So I'm Team Molly on that one.
And see,
but I still ain't fucking with her, but I'm Team Molly.
Let me tell you why I'm Team Issa on this situation. And this is why, and it may be, the devil's advocate version, but if one of my girlfriends called me and I'm having a fucked up day, we haven't been communicating, and she hit me on some shit, and she reversed my shit around, and you know what I'm saying, easy pass what I'm going through, and ask for a favor, I'm still gonna be like, okay, girl, I got you. But before I make that call, let me tell you about my day. She just got off the phone, so that's your bad. Like, you should have made your friend do some shady shit. You should have said, okay, I'm gonna call, I'm gonna do that, but let me say this. And then if Issa would have been like, no, girl, make that call now. Then you could be like, bitch, fuck you.
Yeah.
You didn't. Yeah. The issue. You should have let her know that you had some shit to talk about too.
I agree.
On bullshit now. Like, say what you gotta say. Like there was.
Say what you gotta say, bro.
And she decided to just get off the phone with an attitude, and then had the nerve to give her some dick, and then call back and be like, I ain't doing it. I'm gonna keep my business separate. Yeah. Was that some bullshit or no?
That was shit. Wait, can I ask a really basic question though? Why didn't Issa ask Molly for help with Schoolboy Q breaking the contract? If you already paid your money and some stuff like that. She's a lawyer. So before you ask her to get another artist, why didn't you ask her, hey, how can I get my money back? Or how can I enforce this contract? That's just a random.
Yeah, she should have pressed him about the contract before just giving up on the artist. Because if you press him, he might be like, shit, she got a lawyer already. Let me just go ahead and do this. You right.
Well, to Issa's, credit, everybody don't know how to conduct business. I mean, Issa just became a landlord, and she had no business becoming a damn landlord. Like, absolutely no business, But then when she gets on the phone, Molly was asking her those type of questions. Well, did you stop payment? Did you this? Did you? So they did kind of touch on that. But I still feel like Molly didn't even give Issa a chance to even come to her like how she wanted to come to her. You know what I mean? Like, and then to be able to rebuttal that. It's just Molly just assumed Issa's calling her to check on her day and to check, like, because it's always about Molly.
Yeah.
It's always about Molly. Then you fast forward to that scene, and it's like, listen, I don't give a damn. If I got a friend, we've been friends for years, I know you've been going through it, I'm not going to not make a phone call for you. This is the biggest project I've seen you have. Like, what have we seen Issa do? All these seasons, we've seen Issa try to do something like this. This is like every season has led up to this. Finally, I'm about to do something on my own. I'm hiring an act. Like, I'm doing things on my own. And because you're in your feelings about our friendship, you don't even try to help me. Like, that alone.
So it was bullshit. You felt like it was bullshit. Because there are situations, I'm going to keep it real. There are situations where I'd be like, nah, I don't want to cross business with pleasure and certain things. There are those situations. So you feel like this was not one of them. This is cool.
Hell no. Andrew is not. Andrew, you just got with Andrew. You basically had to fucking arm wrestle him into taking you seriously. The nigga was not taking you serious, sis. Like, he wasn't. You basically had to arm wrestle him. You cooked him dinner. He was dragging your food. You know what I'm saying? Like, the man, he's not it. This ain't it. So now you want to take somebody serious that you really just met. Like, all y'all been doing is fucking. Like, y'all have not had any significant moments. Like, this is not headed down the aisle. I'm sorry. So now you've had this friend for years. You've watched your friend struggle, literally struggle. and you don't even try to make a phone call. I'm sorry. No. That shit is a dub. Like, that alone would make me W as a friend. We good, sis. I'm going to make it work. I'm finna DM Beyonce. I'm finna DM Jay-Z. I'm finna DM Meg. I'm finna DM everybody I could DM. And somebody gonna say yes. In this pandemic, somebody gonna say yes for the people. Fuck you. Fuck you, bitch. You want to talk about I wanna separate. Bitch, you don't separate that damn wig.
And technically, if it wasn't for Issa, you wouldn't even have met Andrew, because that's Nathan's roommate. And we forgot to mention that Nathan did check in this episode, but
we checked in, got her pussy a little moist. A little moisture took place when she was listening to that. Yeah, so
exactly.
And then we see Issa take a page out of Molly's book, and instead of saying how she feel, she says okay at the end, because Molly's like, do you understand why you know what I mean when I say I don't want to mix business and pleasure? And Issa says okay, but she don't feel okay. Why are they not talking to each other?
Immature.
They're over it. The friendship is done. They're over it. Like, this friendship is whack. They're both over it. First of all, I'm tired of Molly. Go ahead and put Molly to the side. Bring Kelly in, because Kelly funny as hell. Bring Kelly in. Molly can go.
Molly, you need that kind of friend. You need that
Molly can go.
Business first friend that pick up bills when you broke, that, you know, got connects. Like, you need that friend. Come on now. You need that friend. So in the sneak peek, let's fast forward to the sneak peek. We're going to get out of here real soon. So in the sneak peek, we see, what is it called? The block party is actually happening. It looks like we're going to catch all the behind the scenes drama of what takes place. Molly is salty just about going. She having trouble picking her out.
What do you wear to this?
And then
you from Florence. You from Florence and Crenshaw. That's what you stated. What do you mean? What do you wear to this? Stop playing, Molly.
It was being messy, and the messiest of all was Issa's brother, who they drops a bomb right before the episode ends, and he says, "Hey, did you hear it's gonna rain?" First of all, that's the last thing you fucking do is bring up rain with somebody playing an outdoor event, and you just never even say the R word. So I already know now it's gonna fucking rain.
He can't read the room. He can't read the room. I can't.
He's just an asshole. He don't give a fuck. He likes getting in Issa's shit.
Yeah, he do.
So overall, this episode to me, it was a little dry, but what I did like about it is it's building up other things. You know, Issa still hasn't talked to Condola, so we need to figure, once they have that conversation, that's going to be a bomb. Lawrence is trying to drop a bomb on Issa. We don't know about the build up for the party. Molly and Issa are still beefing. Like, I just feel like it was a dry episode, but it's going to build up, and hopefully episode 5, the bomb explodes and everything shit just everywhere. You know, That's what I'm hoping. So let's do a quick Q&A, because we running low on time. And one of the questions that I got from Instagram is, and I'll ask you this, Jessie, what do you think Lawrence was going to say to Issa when they were in the little courtyard at Tiffany's house talking?
I think Lawrence was gonna piggyback off of their last interaction on Instagram. You know, Thanksgiving was kind of rough for Lawrence. Mm-hmm. So I feel like Lawrence has some unresolved feelings there. And I really think he wants to talk to Issa. And I think he probably wants to talk to Issa about Condola too. Or Condola, whatever her name is. I think that he wants to talk about that. So I think that whatever conversation that he's going to have with her is going to lead them to do what I want them to do, which is hunch. I can't wait till they hunch. Yes.
No, I had Mandy on last week, and she is not team hunching for them. She wants them to break up. She thinks this is over. I'm team hunch.
I'm team hunch. Let's hunch. Get it over with. Hunch. That's it.
And then see if it still works. You know, they might have just need to get that out their system.
Yeah.
They already hunched. Remember, they did it on the couch, that little quickie. They did that already.
Yeah, they did it already.
Make out now and wake up
love
each other. Jill, what did you think Lawrence was going to say?
You know, I'm not sure. I feel like he's going to say that he and Condola are done. That's what it felt like. And maybe that's why she's, you know, not responding to Issa either. I guess she's on maternity leave, because I was about to say, I feel like Tiffany should know, but she's just like, she got in bed.
Which rolls me into another question, and Jill, I'm gonna let you ask one after this, but then another question I got, which was a great question. Do you think Condola is the reason you dropped out?
Mm.
What do you think? You think she being shady? You think she trying to sabotage things? Because now she know Lawrence low-key still have feelings for his bitch. You think she just mad overall? Like, what do you think?
She didn't seem like that type of person to me. I feel like she would be honorable in that aspect. I don't think that she would get involved in that, but I do
think her in 8 days. She hasn't hit her back or nothing in 8 days.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like it's not Issa's fault. And well, here's the thing: we don't know what was in that DM back to Lawrence. There's so many little things that we don't know yet.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
We don't know a lot of shit. You know, we don't know what happens with Lawrence and Condola in those 8 days. Have they had more communications and Lawrence maybe said, you know what, maybe I would still be with her if she hadn't cheated on me because she had my back. He might have ran off a whole bunch of shit that Issa did, and she was like, well, go be with the bitch then. You know? We don't know.
We don't know. I will say this. Let me find out Kanono got something, if she's trying to sabotage. Let me find out if she's trying to sabotage. Let me find out. I will be down to the motherfucking Crenshaw. I don't give a fuck if it is a fake show. I will be down to the motherfucking Crenshaw. And Kanono gonna have to see about me. Come see about me. She gonna have to see about my ass. Okay? Because Issa worked too damn hard for this.
Yes. Jill, do you have a question?
I do. So, the people want to know, do you think Nathan is going to show back up? Because Molly and Andrew have still been kicking it. Obviously, Andrew and Nathan still have conversations about Issa. Do you think that he's going to show back up and Issa will get back with him?
I think Nathan is for sure going to be at the block party because Andrew's there. It's a block party. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. You don't need an invitation to come to a block party. And if you're trying to get your bitch back, this is the best way to do it. Like, show up to her event. This is a big deal for her. He already sent the flowers. They had the conversation. Then he sent the text, the voicemail, you know what I'm saying, congratulating her and putting another battery in her back. Like, bitch, you can do it. You know, she needs that. She needed to hear that. And then if he show up looking fine like he always is, I think that it's a great opportunity for Issa to see, like, I got options out here. Because I already know Lawrence is about to pull up thirsty. It looked like he thirsty. He got a little thirst in his eye.
Mm-hmm.
Then she got options. You back popping, and hopefully the fucking block party goes well. And she ends the night with some dick. Nathan or Lawrence, I don't care which one it is.
You don't care?
Some dick.
I'm just here for the mess. I'm here for every messy situation. I love mess. I love drama. I hope that Nathan comes back in at a moment where maybe right after Lawrence says some shit that makes Issa think that they're headed somewhere else that they weren't really headed before. I'm here for all the mess. That's what I'm here for. Messy Jessie. Messy Jessie.
With the hair toss, because the hair is essential.
I'm here for the mess.
Well, Messy Jessie, we are thankful so much for your mess that you contributed to this episode. Can you tell the people where they can find you and all your fabulousness?
Yes, I'm the Jessie Woo everywhere. So TheJessieWoo on every platform. And yeah, everybody stay safe during the quarantine. Keep it cute, keep it safe. Because we tired of people dying, and that's it.
Yes. Well, I want to thank you guys for all joining us for the after party. I'm Miko Grimes.
I'm Jill Monroe.
And we will see you next week.
It's the after party.